Morning. For good reason, though. You're looking at a live picture near downtown Dallas at the Omni Hotel. It is 6:23 if you're watching the clock. Now, most of you watching right now probably remember surviving the financial crisis of 2008. I know I do. And at the time, I wasn't looking for a job. So here we are about a decade later, and we have college kids who are graduating virtually, and they're entering a workforce where there's hiring freezes, and you can't necessarily meet up face to face and go to those networking events to try to meet someone to find that next job. So it's difficult, right? It's a struggle, but it's not impossible. So right now, I want to give you some advice. I spoke to an expert who has been there, so she understands how difficult it is. Shoen gave me some advice. She actually wrote this book, and it's called Entry Level Boss, and she calls this recession-proof job search. Take some notes.
I think the number one thing that I see job seekers do wrong is they panic and they don't know how to get a job. And so they immediately go to LinkedIn, right? We all do this. I call it the job search junk food diet.
You know, mindlessly scrolling through openings, applying for everything. Shoen says she's guilty too. When she graduated, she tells me she couldn't get a job to save her life. After the last recession, a lot of mid-level employees were laid off and forced to apply for entry-level positions. Now those same jobs look for 1 to 3 years of experience. The market shifted and never went back.
I always say that there's only really two reasons that people get hired. They're either going to save somebody some time or make somebody some money.
So you've got to get really clear on what kind of a job you want. Be specific where you want to get hired and how you can use your skills to help a business. Then Shoen says you need to articulate value you can provide an employer. Salary follows skill set. Shoen adds, practice your elevator pitch because it's going to matter a lot in this economy.
If you can prove how you can be valuable, then you actually have leverage in the conversation about salary. And people who understand how they are affecting a company's ability to succeed, especially in a potential recession, they're going to have that much more of an argument to stand on about whether or not they should be paid more.
Don't be afraid to ask for more money, but know why you're worth it. The same specificity applies to networking, and no better time to capitalize on the virtual movement.
But what you can do is go and shoot your shot in Instagram DMs, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, just by Googling and guessing somebody's email address. And the key thing with networking, and this is true whether it's in person or not, is you have to figure out what you want from somebody before you go and introduce yourself.
Okay, so if you missed any of that, I'm going to make sure that we post all of this at WFA.com and, of course, my social media. But this is kind of cool. Shoen actually offers live career classes on Instagram, and she does this at 11 o'clock Central Time every Friday to help people be an entry-level boss. So it is difficult, right? But again, if you are specific and you know what you want before you're going in there, Mark, there is a way to find a job. And I think that's the encouragement sometimes is half the battle.
No, I totally agree. Sometimes it's just that reminder as well. Know what you want before you're going in, so you're presenting somebody with some options and they can make a decision to maybe, hey, hire you. All right, it is 6:26.